Hi, I am Ron Pope, and we are here in Chicago at Park West, and I am going to tell you a little bit about all the stuff that I am carrying around with me. This is like an acoustic trio tour, and so I'm playing this Martin, and it is a prototype. This is from the custom shop. It is a prototype. It says Custom Proto in there. They sent me this a few years ago, and I really love it. I never had played a new acoustic guitar before, like not since I became a professional musician. I always played, I have a 55 Gibson LG2, and that was kind of my main acoustic guitar for many years. But I got this, and I don't know, it just feels good plugged in. It feels good unplugged. So we play a lot of the show around, this is an Ear Trumpet Labs Myrtle. It's a condenser mic. It kind of looks like it would be a ribbon, but it's a condenser. And so a lot of the show, we stand around this unplugged. Paul's to my left playing acoustic guitar or banjo. Funny enough, Paul and I have matching 55 Gibson LG2s. His is a little more beat up than mine. His has the snake bites in it and such. But we went into a store once, and I was gonna buy a different acoustic guitar, and we were walking through the vintage room to go into a new room, like many years ago, and he's like, look, a 55 LG2, just like mine. And so I took it down and I played it, and I loved it, and so we have matching ones. Mine is at home. It is having some electrical problems at the moment. I got zapped in the face recently, like where I couldn't see straight for a little while afterwards. It was like somebody hit me with a bat. So that's at home for now, figuring that out. So I'm mostly playing this Martin, and he's largely playing that Gibson. And he also has a Martin HD28 over there that he plays for some of the show as well. So I'm playing this most of the night. I really love it. And I think, so sort of my secret weapon, I've been playing these blue chip picks, and it's got my name on it. And so I've been playing these blue chip picks. I started taking flat picking lessons in my time at home, and all the kind of bluegrass hotshots in Nashville use these. And so my friend Seth Taylor, who's like a acoustic guitar superhero, he keyed me in on these, and I don't know what kind of like spaceship material this is made out of, but it's the best. Like if you take this and then you play another hard pick next to it, you're like, oh, that's like a different world. And I don't know, like I'm not a scientist. I don't know what this is made of. Nobody paid me to say this, but whatever they charge for these, because they're much more than other picks, it's worth it. They're crazy. And so it's just like, I don't know, I just fell in love with these. So I've been playing those a bunch. I had two, because I think they were like $35 in the store or something. So I had two that I kept for an entire year, where I didn't lose either one. I was very proud. And so then before this tour, they sent me a few more so that, because I felt like going on tour with two picks was very dangerous, like a very dangerous thing. So yeah, so I play this much of the evening. So I am using Martin, they're like, I guess they're lights, they're like to 12. And so I've been using those strings. Also kind of a happy accident, like when they sent me this, they sent me a few packages and I was like, oh wow. I had always played a different brand, and so, but on this particular guitar, I always play Martin, they're lights, they're to 12. And I really love them. And so that's the strings that are on this, and it's lovely. I play in a variety of tunings. Right now it's in standard. But I also play in drop D, top D, which is like it's the automatic Americana tuning. Like Chris Stapleton's Either Way is in that tuning. Isbell uses it a bunch. Like I think Cover Me Up is probably in that one, and maybe If We Were Vampires is as well. So it's like a lot of rootsy guitar players use it. So I use drop D, top D a ton, which is just standard, but the E's are down to D. Sometimes I play in open D, and I also play in an open C sharp tuning. That's like a little funny, because instead of tuning the B string and the high E string down, you tune them up. So that's a tricky one that I use sometimes. But most of the night now, I am playing in standard tuning with this one, and I love it. And now I've had this a bunch of years, and I had like a 54 D28, and on my most recent album, Inside Voices, we would A-B this and that on every song that had acoustic guitar, and then we'd be like, nope, still using the new one. It's been crazy. Like, I never in my life imagined that I would be this in love with a new guitar. I have no idea what they put in this. Again, it's like the picks. I don't know why it sounds good. I just know that I love it so much. So I have been using this now for 2 albums in a row. I have used this on every song that I've played acoustic guitar on, and I've taken it on tour. I'm like terrified that something bad's gonna happen to it. I have one of these cross-rock cases, and I got it on sale one year at the holidays. They made all the funny color ones on sale at the holidays. So I've been using this, this cross-rock case for quite some time. Obviously, it's got some miles on it, but I'm terrified of breaking this guitar. So I have kept it in this bright yellow case, and it has served me well. So we have, my acoustic pedal board is very simple. So we just use one of these session DIs, and then I also have one of the Venue DIs. Both of these are from LR Bags, and so I loaned this one to Paul for his acoustic rig. And so over here, I think this is kind of the coolest thing that we have out here. This is from Bridgman Brothers. They custom made this for us. Usually they make just kick drum in the center of these. It's a suitcase, so it's an old Samsonite suitcase, and usually they put a kick drum in the center of it. I had seen one of these before, so that this way we could have both a snare sound and a kick drum sound. So, and so there is a tambourine also tied to the top of it, which just adds like a little tiny bit of chaos to the sound of this thing. And so we have placed a kick drum mic that lives inside of this. We have each show, they mic both the hull and the tambourine kind of snare side here, which is an old New Jersey license plate and a little tambourine. And so my grandparents, I took from their house an old New Jersey license plate, and for a while I thought I was gonna have them put that on here, but I was afraid that we would break it or lose it or something. So I got them to find me an old New Jersey license plate instead. And so this is a really cool thing. So some part of the show, I will sit here. I also play harmonica. I am using these Hearn Marine Band harmonicas. And so I have a rack. So some of the show, I will sit here and play harmonica and acoustic guitar and the drums and sing. And some of the show, Paul will sit here and play acoustic and play drums. And so that's kind of like, I think, the most unique part of the setup. The Bridgman Brothers, like I said, they built this for me. But it's just an old Samsonite suitcase, still has a handle. And that led to some of the stage decor, like some of the decorations and stuff. When we decided that we were going to set up the stage like this, the album cover, I'm wearing a suit on the cover of Inside Voices, and there's a lot of these very powerful visual pieces, and so we wanted to not just like throw up a backdrop, like on a lot of tours we just put a backdrop and we put a plan together for the lights, and then that's the setup, and for this we were like, the thing is driven like so much by the visuals that we felt like it made sense. So Gray Gordon, who's the head of creative at the label Brooklyn Basement Records, at my label, she and I kind of sat and we talked about ways that we could incorporate visual elements from the album cover and the videos into the stage. And so it's like a fancy dinner party feeling in some of the videos. And at the beginning, it's like, I think that, there's some flowers and there's some leaves and different things. So we thought that we would try to tie in some of those elements to the stage show. And it's evolved as time has gone on. Like when we started the tour, we were like, oh no, we're gonna need to drink water and stuff on stage, and we're like, well, we can't put like plastic water, but it will look funny on the stage. So when we were in LA, we went out and bought a bunch of Crystal in a thrift store, and then because we had that suitcase, I also bought this suitcase that sort of looks like it could be its friend, and because I needed something to carry all this glassware in. So then that became part of the show. And then that's the mic box for the Myrtle, and that became part of the show. And then over here, we were in Salt Lake. I went out and bought a tuxedo, and while I was out buying a tuxedo, these 2 suitcases were in the store, so I bought those too. And so the stage has developed over the course of the tour. I mean, we've been out here for like a little more than a month, and the decor and the decorations keep evolving, and it's fun. These rugs we have used over the years on a handful of tours, and I keep them around in case we feel like having them on the stage. And so that's a lot of it. And so Lydia over here, she'll play. She also uses a venue DI. She plays violin from this position in my band, and so in general, she's here doing that, and I'm here playing guitar, and sometimes we all meet in the middle around the Myrtle, and Paul's over here. But we also, like I said, we switch. So sometimes I play keyboard, or Paul plays keyboard, and it's a pretty fun, for a trio, there's like a pretty wide variety of sounds. Paul is also playing, this is my banjo. It's a gold tone. Pretty great banjo. This banjo has served me well for many, many years. I didn't spend a ton of money on it, but it sounds great. Sounds just like a banjo, and we've taken that banjo all over the world. It has taken a beating, and we keep on using it year after year after year. It has been very kind to us. And so this is the least amount of stuff I've ever brought on tour in my life. Like in general, my electric guitar rig is very large, and I'm very, my thing is centered on being a guitar player. Like in my head, the first thing that I am is a guitar player, and electric guitar is like the language that I grew up speaking. And so playing acoustic guitar on this tour has been, like, I knew that I wanted to do it, but it took me a year of preparation to like get to a place where I felt comfortable leading the band playing acoustic through a whole show in a very exposed way. So I took flat picking lessons, and I got really interested in that world. Not that I wanted to make bluegrass, because that's like a lifelong commitment to make really quality bluegrass. I just wanted to learn more about cross picking and more things that I could do with an acoustic guitar that felt meaningful and helpful and additive, rather than just strumming or finger picking like in ways that I already knew how. And so it was really hard. Like up until about the week of that we were leaving, I was thinking pretty seriously about bringing an electric rig. And once we got about halfway through rehearsals, I was like, no, I'm gonna commit to this. Like this is gonna be a tour where I don't even have an electric guitar, because it would be easy. It's like a security blanket, because I have always played electric guitar, so it would be very easy to lean into that. And instead, I am having to make myself uncomfortable and try new things and learn and explore in a way that I never have. Usually I play either solo or with a very large ensemble. Usually there's 8 of us. And so this is an interesting middle ground where it is still very much an acoustic tour, but I am still, it is still an ensemble. So it's fun. I don't know. It's been a wonderful tour. Having Lydia play in the band is exciting, because both Lydia and Paul are lead singers. Paul fronts a band called Savoir Adore, and Lydia obviously is opening the show. She has her own project. And so singing with 2 other real proper lead singers it's really exciting. It's uplifting. It's like pretty powerful to sing with people who are so good at singing. And so it's just different than anything I've ever done before. Everything is very exposed. And so I am having a wonderful time, and I am thankful to all of the people who make all of these things that are like helping, these crutches that are helping me through these things, whether it's the Blue Chip Picks or the Bridgman Brothers or Martin sending me that unicorn acoustic guitar. Because when you walk through a store, you could play 10 brand new acoustic guitars, and they could sound different, one to the next, one to the next. They're made of wood. Even ones that are made in a factory where they're pumping them out are still, they're made of wood. They sound different from instrument to instrument. And so it's like a miracle. It feels like a miracle to have this guitar. Like, I have A-beat it with so many things. I have cycled guitars out of my collection, other guitars that I thought were like holy grail kind of guitars, and then I put that next to them and I'm like, nah, it's magic. It really is. It's my favorite. And so, I don't know. I thought that this was going to be scarier, to be out here and be without an electric guitar. And usually it's like, if things are going a little sideways, I just like kick the TS8 away, like turn it up, smash the Telecaster, like shake it a little bit, and the problem's solved. And you can't really do that with with an acoustic guitar in your hands. And so this tour has forced me to be more precise and more careful and thoughtful, and to be better rehearsed and just be at my best every night. And so I am very glad to be here. We're having a wonderful time, and I'm hopeful that it continues to go well. But we'll see tonight. I have a brand new album. It is called Inside Voices. I am so proud of it, so I hope that you can go check it out. It is all the places that you listen to music. As my grandmother used to say, he's in the internet. So I'm in there. You can go to ronpopemusic.com to check me out, or anywhere that use social media. I'll be in there making videos and such. So thank you all for tuning in, and I am glad to be here to do this rig rundown digital tour bus. Thank you.